Okay, I think you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. What is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless one of the man Lincoln Clay, and we are back with a live stream. But today, instead of Assetto Corsa Competizione, we are playing Assetto Corsa via mods. That right there. So I guess we'll just go ahead and leave that there. So here's a story. As you guys have heard me talk about on a number of occasions. Hold on. Get that straightened out. Okay, I guess I'll just leave that there. I don't know if you guys can see the chat popped out or not, but in the best interest of being able to see your comments as they come in, I'll just leave that there. Because you don't exactly need to see this part for me to explain what's going on. So, you guys have heard me say on a number of occasions that the Circuit de la Sarthe 24 Hours of Le Mans is my favorite race in the whole world. And over the years, through video games, I've wanted to inch closer and closer and closer to actually being in the race. You know, obviously at 55 years old, I'm not going to be a race car driver. But once I got a taste of VR and Drive Club, right there in the back of my head, the first thing popped in my head, I would love nothing better than to race the 24 Hours of Le Mans in VR. I mean, that's the closest thing to a dream coming true. And the more I dug into the history of Le Mans, the more I've been fascinated with certain eras and certain cars that were winners at Le Mans. And so starting with the cars, you guys see right here the recently unveiled Toyota hypercar. This is the GR010 hypercar, and it won Le Mans last year, which I expected them to win because Toyota's just been dominating Le Mans, I think, over the last 5 years or something in the LMP1 class. And just like in the Ford fashion, last year, like when Ford beat Ferrari, I think in 1966, when they had all three of their Ford GTs cross the line at the same time, Toyota did that last year and had all three of their cars, the Gazoo racing cars, cross the line at the same time. So this is one car, you know, this is a new car. It's a really slick looking car. So I've definitely wanted to drive that car. Then next up, the car that I had been fascinated with was the Mazda 787B, which won Le Mans in 1991, and it was the first Japanese manufacturer to ever win Le Mans. And I think it was the first. I think it might be. I think it might have been the last car to win with a non-aspirated engine. And there's such a history surrounding the Mazda 787B, which we're going to drive that car today too. After Mazda won the 1991 Le Mans, the car was subsequently banned from Le Mans, from competing. And the articles that I saw at the time, the headlines were always making it sound like Mazda cheated or something. So I was trying to, for years, I had been trying to dig up research, and no article really gave me a detailed description. It's just something about rule changes. So that's about all I knew. And then I recently found out that the reason Mazda got banned, it wasn't anything that they were doing wrong. Rule changes had been in effect. You know, they were working on some rule changes for a few years. And 1992 was the year that those rules were going to take effect. So 1991 was the last year that the rotary engine was going to be able to compete in Le Mans, and it was going to be banned the next year. So Mazda did not cheat. There was a couple of things with that car where they were able to circumvent a couple of things. Maybe I'll get into that a little more detailed when we actually jump in the 787B. The other car that I haven't been terribly fascinated with it, but I still think it's a slick car even to this day, and that's the Sauber Mercedes, which I don't have it right now, but I will get it. And then I think lastly is the legendary Porsche 917K. So those are the cars that I'm interested in driving on Circuit de la Sarthe on the 24 hours Le Mans track in VR. But all the current formats up until now were missing something. So we'll start with the PlayStation Pro. Over there, I had GT Sport. Had VR, but no online. You can't race online, and you can't race against a full grid. They did, however, have two of the cars that I was looking for, with the Sauber Mercedes and the Mazda 787B. We jump over here. Well, then next we'll jump over to PC. Or actually, take that back. We can stay with the PlayStation. We go over to PS5 with GT7. They have three of the cars that I'm looking for. They have the Sauber Mercedes, the 787B, and the Ford GT. Problem? No VR support. And we won't get it until PSVR 2 comes out, which has been rumored to be around this time next year. Then there's Project Cars 2. They have the track. It is in VR. They have two of the cars. They have the Ford GT and they have the Sauber Mercedes. Problem with that is they don't have the Mazda 787B and they don't have this hypercar. So pretty much all these formats up until now, none of them had the hypercar up until I discovered it through these mods. And then there's, so let me see how to describe the PS4 Pro on GT Sport, GT7, Project Cars 2, iRacing has the track, and it has the Ford GT, but it does not have the 787B, and I don't think it has the Toyota hypercar, but it does have VR. So all these formats was missing something. And Ham told me about the VR mods a while ago, and I kind of seen clips of a couple of videos before, and I just wasn't interested for a couple of reasons. One, I was too deep into Assetto Corsa Competizione. And number two, I didn't want to go through the hassle of trying to set up the VR mods. You have to download this, you have to download that, you have to extract this zip file and put it in this folder and do this and do this and do this and do this. And I didn't want to go through all that. But I had another one of those days where I was watching videos of the Mazda 787B. And so today I originally planned to jump on GT Sport on PSVR, and I was going to stream myself doing a couple of laps on the Mazda 787B, which I've done that a few times. And then I thought, there's got to be a way that I can play this game. I can drive this car in VR on that track against a full grid online if I choose to. Then I just started looking around for options, and then I saw Mazda 787B, a video on YouTube, a mod for Assetto Corsa. So I looked into it. Oh shit! I can drive the 787B. With the mods. Oh shit, I can drive the Porsche 917 because I bought that as part of the Porsche pack. So I started digging into these mods and started doing the research, And then I got the mods all hooked up. So between the cars that are already available through purchase on Steam for Assetto Corsa, you can also obtain these cars through mods. Now, the route I went, you do have to pay a little bit. Long story short, you can go to the race department site and get a lot of the mods that you're looking for, tracks and cars. But you do have to basically purchase an account. And you can either purchase by the month, or you can purchase a year's membership, which I purchased the year's membership. So through that, I was able to get the Mazda 787B. Well, that had already came standard with the content manager that I had to download. Boy, I'm really, really rambling. So let me just get right to it. Bottom line is, through these mods, I am now able to race just about any car I want, on any track I want, in VR, against a full grid, and, if I were to go out of my way to set it up, online. I don't have to wait for PSVR now. I don't have to wait for PSVR 2, because the Porsche 917K, well, like all these cars, the Porsche 917K is on GT7. The GRO hypercar is rumored to be coming, even though it's not there yet. The 787, the Sauber Mercedes, and the 4GT, all those cars are either on GT Sport or rumored to be on GT7 at some point. The problem is, I would have had to wait until next year to be able to try these cars in VR to race them online, until I found this. So now that I don't have to wait for PlayStation VR anymore, now I'm strongly considering selling my PlayStation Pro. Not only that, it's even got me wondering, do I even need my PlayStation VR anymore? The only games that are on PlayStation VR that are exclusive, that I still have an interest in playing every now and then, would be Blood and Truth, if I decide to go back and revisit that game, which I've already beat it, and Firewall, which I've already said on a number of times. The drifting has driven me crazy at times. Other than that, there's nothing on PSVR that I play on a regular basis that I can't play on PC. Alvo's on the Quest, and it will come to PC at some point. Solaris, amongst other games, Star Wars Squadrons. So that's it. It's got me seriously debating, do I need my PS4 Pro, and do I even need my PSVR anymore? So I'm actually going to take a couple of days to sleep on it and decide whether or not I want to sell those things. And not only that, I think these mods put me in a position that if I find PSVR 2 to be mediocre, I can't even promise that I'll keep that and keep my PS5. So at the moment, my PS5 is not going anywhere, because truthfully speaking, that's what still gets the views. So, all right, I rambled, but this was like a dream come true. So, showing you some of the cars real quick. So, over here in the Porsche, here's the 9. Let's go back again. Here's the 917K. I've already driven that in VR. And the physics takes some getting used to. The Sauber Mercedes is available through purchase. Right here. I could go ahead and buy it and go ahead and support the developers. It's only a few dollars. So I'll probably go ahead and go that route and buy that. And then over here in Mazda, we have the 787B. But we're going to go ahead and start with this car. We are going to race on Circuit della Sarthe during the daytime. Oh, you know what? How many laps should I set this for? Summary. Select opponents. Add visible. Select track. We're at Circuit della Sarthe. So I think the only thing I need to do is set how many, see here, race, hot lap challenges, a quick view race weekend, a quick race, laps, 15 opponents, grid type. Let's see here. Assist, a custom, damage, results, opponents, realism, session. Oh, 2 laps. Here we go. Race duration. No, we don't want to do 14 laps. Yeah, let's leave it. Let's do 3 laps. There we go. And I think we can race. Start engine. Here we go. So what I'm going to have to end up doing is switch it off the display. I may not necessarily have to switch off the display. I don't think I have to. There's another one right there. Give me a second, folks. I have to do something. I got to close a window. Okay, so this setup is rather bootleggish in this manner, but until I get this thing all figured out and figure out a way to be more streamlined with it, this is what I got to do. Because if I don't do it this way, it blacks out in between sessions. So what I have to do is, in between sessions, I'll have to go to the display so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing, and then switch off the display once I actually get into the race. Let's do this again. Reset this one more time. I think that's doable. Oh, and then the beautiful part about it is my base shakers work. That's another reason I don't have to wait for PSVR, because even if PSVR 2 was available right now and I could race and this car was available on GT7, I would still be without my base shakers. And right now, like, honestly, aside from the wheelbase, the base shakers are the most valuable piece of equipment on my sim rig. All that being said, if I would have known about the base shakers, I could have taken a cheaper route and saved $100 by getting the CSL pedals with the load cell, because these V3 pedals right here are load cell pedals, but the vibration is, you know, that's where you're paying the extra money for the vibrating motors, but you don't feel them anyway. So the base shakers are tremendous because they give me that detail of wheel slippage. And as far as force feedback detail, wheel slippage is the most important piece of information for me, especially when I'm a person that's got a lead foot. So let's go ahead and get into this race. And I will say that this particular car right here, I will be honest, because this car was uploaded by a modder. Now, the graphics are definitely there. You look at that car over there, and you see how good the car looks. The problem is the car does not sound that good to me. It sounds weird, but the 787, wow. So we'll do that car next. Let's go. Oh boy, this is not looking good. Probably have to turn the graphics down tremendously. Oh my God. Oh, I felt that wheel slippage big time. What the? So after this race, oh shit. Ground effects. So after this race, I'm going to have to go in and turn some of the graphics down, because this started out horribly. Either that or reduce the number of visible cars. Woo. Damn it! Trying to avoid hitting that car. Oh shit! My hands are hurting. I got the force feedback turned up too high and the road effects are too high. That's part of the reason why you guys are getting what's looking like a janky stream. Oh shit, lock the wheels up. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the next car. Plus, on top of that, I need to adjust. Where are we at here? I need to adjust the graphics. What's all the leaders on the final lap? Oh, we'll go ahead and close it the other way. Assetto Corsa, and I'm streaming it from Voltron Jr, so you'll have to wait a little bit to use it. Turn these force feedback down. See samples, video effects. Take that out. Color saturation, clear quality, low, new reflections. Okay. You guys were seeing a blacked out screen where I went through the menus and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. It's just Assetto Corsa combined with OBS. It is what it is until I can find a way to streamline it a little bit better. This is what it is for the moment. And I am in the Mazda. Now I'm in the Mazda 787B. This car had a ton of wheel slippage. And this car, I kind of had to drive it like you do on GT Sport, where you have to keep your foot on the brake through the corners. And not only that, it appears to have somewhat of like a manual clutch. Damn it. It's still a little bit janky. I don't know if that's because of the mods or if this game is just demanding. I'll do 1 or 2 laps with this car. Do 1 or 2 laps with the Porsche 917K. And I don't think you can downshift as fast either. Giving you a little bit of background about the history of this car. So I think they were the only ones that entered Le Mans with a rotary engine. Car feels pretty good. shit. Woo. Woo! All right, and you guys get the picture. So I'm gonna do one more race, and this time I'm gonna take it to a different track and see if this, because I want to know if this is just an issue with the mods running funny, or if this is an issue where this game is just absolutely demanding. So you guys are gonna see a black screen for a second, and then we'll come back with the next race. So sit tight. Excuse me? Did you want Voltron Jr.? Yeah. All right, give me about 15 minutes to do one more race if you have it. Okay. I'm also hungry. All right. I'll go get something when I'm done. Okay. Okay. Okay, and I think I see how this works with the amount of cars I can enter in a race. So there's 8 cars in this race, so there shouldn't be an issue with the performance, hopefully. So I am in the legendary Porsche 917K. Look at that. And this is the car that if you want to buy this car on GT7, you see another one right there. This is the car, if you want to buy it on GT7, it's going to cost you $40 worth of microtransactions. So through this Assetto Corsa mod, I'm racing against a full grid in VR in this beautiful car. And I don't have to spend $40 to purchase this car either. So, and I don't have to wait till next year to race it in VR. So after this race, I'm going to go grab a bite to eat for my son. This is a quick race, 3 laps. At Mazda, so I want to see how this performs. Because I'm still learning the controls and navigation of Assetto Corsa. That's a little bit better as far as performance goes. Oh, shit. And I think I burned a flat spot into the tires. Damn, locked the wheels up. And it's too easy to lock the wheels up with this car too. Woo! The front end is damaged. Well, I think that's where I locked up the wheels at last time. Oof. This is out of this car and that 787B, the hardest ones to control. Yes, way too easy to lock the brakes up. But you guys get the picture. I got a lot of learning to do. Get used to these cars. Too used to the GT3 cars with the anti-locks and all that good stuff. Let's have a look around real quick. Now, according to Le Mans rules, there has to be 2 seats to the car. At least, I think when this car raced. With the 787B, that car produced 900 horsepower, but for reliability purposes, they detuned the car to 700 horsepower so it wouldn't break down during the race. So 700 horsepower was what they figured they need for the car to be able to survive the whole 24 hours, but be powerful enough to keep up with the pack. And so not only that, I think they were supposed to add a ballast to the car that was supposed to add like 400 pounds to the car. And at the time, nobody took Mazda seriously. I guess they just thought it was okay. Yeah, they're here, whatever. And they weren't seen as a threat. So when the inspectors, came to tell them that they was going to have to add 400 pounds of weight to the car, because the inspectors thought they had a bigger motor. I guess they kind of convinced the inspectors that they didn't have that big of a motor in the car, so they were able to go ahead and race without having to add the extra weight to the car. So that had to be huge too, making the car 400 pounds lighter. So anyway, Wow. Gonna take some getting used to these cars. I will learn them, and you'll see me doing some more of these streams of cars that I like to drive and tracks that I like to race on through mods on Assetto Corsa, on the standard, on the original Assetto Corsa. With that, I'm gonna go ahead and boogie on out of here and turn Voltron Jr. over to my son. Once we get some breakfast, I might come back with something a little bit later. But with that, thanks for watching, everyone. Let me double check the chat before I get out of here. Oh, Tantrum. Sorry about that. And Craig, let's see here. The cars easily spin out. What I do is set the car stability around 50% in the content manager. I also have traction control on and content manager. I'm such a baby. I need to turn that off. But stability, I'm in Spin City. The Mons cars are better in Assetto Corsa than those found on Project Cars 2. But Project Cars 2 is still great fun. That would be fact. Kyalami, track mods for AC is good if you get that. I'm definitely going to get that. Through these mods, because I paid for the race department account for a whole year. So believe me, I'm going to get in there and grab as many tracks as I can. Craig, yes, this is my Mass Effect with me spinning all over the place. So I am so sorry that I did not see your comments, and we will definitely have a more streamlined stream next time. I just wanted to get in there and just experience driving some of these classic cars on Circuit de la Sarthe. We'll get the frame rate and all that stuff straightened out, because the bottom line is it looked like I just had way too many cars on the track. So I had to reduce the number of cars. So I'm rambling at this point. It's time to go get some breakfast. Thanks everybody for watching. We will see you on the next stream. With that, you guys know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king. And deuces.